My name is Craig Johansson. I am from the great state of Utah. I am in sales and marketing. I've been doing that for about 25 years, and I've traveled throughout the world. My lawn is about 2/3 of an acre, and when we first moved into this home, we actually mowed it with your typical push mower, and we found that was taking too long, and so we ended up getting a riding lawnmower, which was doing a pretty good job, and it would typically take us somewhere between an hour and 15 minutes and an hour and 30 minutes just to mow it. I think one of the things that attracted me to the Automower was the fact that I travel a lot, and one of the worst feelings that you ever get if you travel a lot is knowing that things are mounting at home and there's a lot of responsibilities that are going to happen when you get home. Being able to come home from trips after being gone a week or 2 weeks and knowing that my lawn is taken care of is some peace of mind. One of the challenges that I have was really wondering if this thing would actually work. I'd never seen an Automower work before. Didn't know if it would mow my yard like I was typically used to. And so Emblar Robotics came to my home. They created a temporary install in my home, and I watched it for a couple of weeks. And after a couple of weeks of watching this and seeing that my yard was, in this one section, was appearing not to grow at all, but would stay the same height, I was sold on it. One of the things that I noticed with my traditional mower is the fact that I had a riding lawnmower. It had a 42-inch base, and when I would mow hills or parts of the grass that were uneven, it would actually blade my grass and cut into my grass. And so I had a lot of unevenness with my grass. Some of the grass was this tall and some was this tall, depending on how it bladed that grass. With the Automower, it's a very much smaller base, and it goes over any bumps and divots that you might have in your yard, and so it looks the same height and length throughout the entire yard. Probably the biggest benefit that I've noticed with the Automower is simply this. Typically I've had to schedule my time, whether it's a morning or an afternoon, on a Thursday, on a Friday, on a Saturday, whenever it might be, to mow the yard, and now I don't have to worry about that. I can be sitting on the back of my deck, I can press a button on my app, and it's mowing when I want it, and throughout the day and even throughout the night. I don't have to worry about bags, I don't have to worry about running out of gas, I don't have to worry about all of those things. In addition to that, the Utah climate's really interesting. The springs are really wet, and so typically what happens is you've got people that their grass grows 6 inches, 8 inches because it's raining all the time and people can't get to it. The nice thing about the Automower is it can continue to mow through any kind of weather, rain or shine, it's always mowing. If you were to consider everything that you put into keeping your yard looking great, weeding, trimming bushes, and mowing your yard, mowing your grass actually takes the lion's share of the time. You can trim your bushes, you can weed your flower beds probably once a month. But when you talk about mowing your yard, it is every single week. So we've probably cut our dedication to what we would put in terms of man hours into our yard by probably 70%. I would definitely recommend the Automower to anybody, and here's why. If you are young and you've got young kids at home, and you know what it's like to be a parent of young children, you spend a lot of time going to soccer games, football games, baseball games, and you end up dividing your time up between mowing your yard, taking care of the things outside of your yard, and time with them. As you get older, a lot of people end up downsizing their homes because they can't keep up with the yard. But the Automower would take care of that as well. So, you don't have to worry about having a big yard or having to pay someone to mow your grass or having to do it yourself as you become a little bit older. When you're younger, it's this give and take of time with regards to focusing on your family or focusing on a lot of the yard work that you've got to end up doing. The Automower really takes care of that, so you can refine, I'm looking for the Automower that will also weed flower beds. If that happens, then I'm completely taken care of, but right now I'm very satisfied with just the yard.